Okay, so today back to chest, back and shoulders. I think I'm going to try and do some incline pressing today. Haven't really been doing much incline pressing lately because probably 3 or 4 months ago I really thought my delts needed to come up to match everything else. So I did quite a bit of work on that. And now I'm happy with where they're at, but probably chest is a bit lacking. So incline pressing, obviously your delts get way more involved. So I've mainly for chest been doing flat pressing, dips, and flies. But I want to do some incline pressing today, see how my shoulder feels. And of course, make sure that I don't go backwards with those lifts as well. So probably do some incline pressing with some pull downs and then dips with some sort of row. I think that will be the system for today. And then I will do rear delts and pressing, shoulder pressing. And I might do 1 or 2 sets of side raises, but I don't know, I'm pretty happy with like proportionally where my shoulders are at the moment. So I'm kind of backing off them a little bit at the moment. And so I guess that's an interesting topic is how much emphasis you put on different muscle groups and which exercises work better for what. And everyone seems to have their own opinion of these sorts of topics. But I think realistically, it's like you just kind of have to try a few different things and see what works. Like if you have a theory, like my theory at the moment is, okay, I will do less incline pressing so that I give my chest a better chance to catch up to my delts. And so do that for a month and see, did you make any progress? Does it look different? Yes or no. If you didn't make any progress or change in the direction that you want to see, then next month try something else. No one really has all of the answers with these type of things. You kind of have to give it a go, and you have to, as Milos would say, inspect what you expect. I expect this will happen, so I want to have some sort of visual reference or whatever, and then check if what I think is going to happen ends up happening or not. And I guess that's how you learn what you respond to when it comes to training and nutrition. It's having a theory, testing it out, measuring the progress, and then saying, yeah, it worked, great. I know that's a solution for this problem. Or it didn't work, and you try something else. And I think that's really important too, because you get a lot of varied advice, especially online, about pretty much any topic you can possibly think of from a fitness point of view: training, nutrition, supplementation, resting, volume, training splits, like anything you can think of. You can find one person giving you XYZ advice, and you can find another person, explaining to you how that's the stupidest idea ever. And I think, this comes about for a couple of reasons. And one of them, I think probably the biggest one, which, I don't know, for some reason, to me it seems logical, but maybe it isn't, is that you have to make sure that the person who's giving that advice is giving it for you or someone similar to you. So, for example, let's say whatever topic you want to come up with, fasted cardio. Fasted cardio makes no difference compared to fed cardio, blah, 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 blah. And you can get into all the nuance you want. But let's say, for example, you have one group of people saying that, fasted cardio makes a noticeable difference. A lot of competitors will say this, they notice a difference. When they do fasted cardio, they get leaner a bit quicker, or especially closer to a show. Maybe in the beginning, they weren't doing fasted cardio, they hit a plateau, they start to do their cardio faster, then, all of a sudden they kind of break through that plateau. And then you have another, group of people that say, well, the studies show that fasted cardio versus fed cardio over X period of time, on average, there's no statistical difference in the amount of weight that people lose and blah, blah, blah. Well, you have to think about which people that, these studies are kind of looking at. So, let's say most studies are not looking at people who are 5% body fat who are trying to drop down to 4% body fat. And these observational studies following a large group of people, over X amount of period of time, and then measuring the average result, that doesn't necessarily mean that the result that they've measured on average is what happens with everyone. Let's say you take 100 people and they, measure the difference between fasted cardio or fed cardio. And let's say, 5 of those 100 people doing fasted cardio saw a significant difference. When you even or average that out over the 100 people, the statistic that they get at the end of that study will show that it doesn't make any significant difference. But for 5 people, it made a significant difference. So, the moral of the story is you have to be careful and you have to look a little bit deeper at the message that people are giving you and try to decide if that advice is for you. If you're a person who, you struggle to get to the gym, 4 or 5 days a week, and maybe, 1 week you're in the gym twice a week, and the next week you get 4 times, and the next week you skip, and the next week you get 3 times, and then, something like that, then probably you would be in the group of people that would notice no significant difference between doing fasted cardio or fed cardio. Probably in that scenario, the thing that's going to make that's going to be of most importance for you is, sticking to your planned macros for the day and getting, the appropriate amount of activity. So tracking your steps, let's say, for example. And if you do, those steps, some of them fasted, some of them, fed, whatever it happens to be, so long as you get those steps in and you're sticking to your macros, you're probably going to see a good result, and you're probably not going to see any difference between doing fasted cardio versus fed. So in that scenario, that's good advice for you. And like I mentioned before, if you're at the other end of the spectrum and you're, let's say you get stuck at 6% body fat and you're trying to, you want to do a photo shoot or a bodybuilding competition or something like that, and you just can't break that plateau, then, maybe you should try fasted cardio and then see if it makes a significant difference. So maybe, if you're at the other end of that spectrum there, where you, missing the gym is not even an option. You get your, let's say, 5 workouts or whatever you have planned every week. You get your cardio every day. You're sticking to your macros every single day, and you're stuck at a plateau. Then that could be a tool that you could use to try to break through that plateau. So if you're in that group, then believing just dogmatically because you saw someone talk about an observational study that faster cardio makes no difference, then you've taken away a tool that could potentially push you to the next level. So, I think most advice in the fitness industry comes from somewhere. Like someone did something and it worked for them or worked for their clients or whatever. And that's why they promote a certain type of training, dietary system, whatever it happens to be. There's been some result. And then, unfortunately most people can't see outside of their own little bubble, and they assume that everyone, is doing exactly what they're doing and working towards exactly what they're working towards. So therefore they give this the advice as like a blanket statement that everyone should be doing blah. Nobody should ever eat blah. When realistically, I don't think there's anything that you could, any topic at all within this fitness, body composition, body recomposition, bodybuilding realm that you could paint, a single stroke with the brush and cover every single person in one statement. And there's one single topic that exists like that. So the point of my rambling, what I'm saying is, you have to assess if the advice that you're listening to, whether it be from a trainer, whether it be from someone online, whatever, a podcast you watch, is that advice really appropriate to you in the situation you're in at the moment? And to be honest, for most people who go into the gym are not bodybuilding competitors. They're not pushing from, 6% body fat and they've got to try and kill themselves to get to 4% body fat. Most people in the gym are looking to, lose 5 to 10 kilos, and in those scenarios, doing the 20% of important things that is going to provide the 80% of the result that they're looking for will be the most important thing to focus on. And, to bring it back to what we were talking about before, that would mean that doing fasted cardio would make no difference. So long as you get all your daily activity in, your steps, so long as you're hitting your 3 to 4 workouts a week and sticking to your macros, those are the things which are going to provide, the bulk of the progress that you need to see if you're in that group. If you're not in that group though, and you got to think about it too. You got to think about it like this: the advice for the average person is going to get you the average level of results. So again, if you need to lose 5 or 10 kilos, then that advice is great. And that is 100% what you should be focused on doing on a week in, week out basis. But if you want an above average result, if you want like shredded abs, a huge wide back, massive arms, then you're probably gonna have to do more than just the basics, because that's not a basic outcome. You're looking for an advanced outcome, then you're gonna have to put in like advanced effort and go more than just, the 20% that's gonna give you 80% of the results. So that's my warm-up thought for today. Go do some mobilization stuff and then get training.
I walk out.
How are you? Pretty good, yeah? Kind of like following on from discussion from before, like one thing that advice that I used to give, and especially when I was much younger, that I totally disagree with now, is that like you don't really need to do any general warm-up. Like maybe, 5-10 minutes walking on the treadmill, get some blood flow, whatever. Then my warm-up for chest for years, I would get a flat bench, do 1 plate, then do 2 plates, then do 3 plates, and I would start, my harder sets, going up to like 4.5 plates, like 180 to 200 kilos. And then as the years went on and my shoulders got a little bit more beaten up, it was like I would do 2 sets with 60 kilos and then go to 100 kilos and then 140, whatever. And then it was like, 2 sets with 60, 1 set with 80, 1 set, and it was just like it took me longer and longer and longer to like get my shoulders and elbows to feel good. And I think I probably, could have alleviated some of the, not like, I never had any major injury in my shoulder, but definitely like some niggles here and there. And I probably could have avoided pain and discomfort by spending a bit more time doing like stuff like this, general mobility for my shoulder, getting some blood flow in there, getting some activation of rotator cuff and traps and rhomboids and lats before doing chest. I think that could have, I probably would have had better results with less pain if I had done a little bit more of that. incline before. I'm not sure if I like it or not, but I'll give it a shot. That feels pretty good. So I think what I'm going to do is I would like to do like one set of press, one set of pull down, backwards and forwards, but I don't think it's realistic. So I'm going to just finish this exercise, then I'll do pull downs, then I'll do dips, then I'll do rows, and then I'll do some shoulder pressing. So it's not how I'd like to do it, but sometimes you just have to roll with what you got. That does not feel great. And probably because I haven't been doing much incline lately. But, you know. And I think this is also good food for thought as well. Because a lot of people tell you just, pick the same movements, get stronger at them week on week, and, that's the way to make best progress. And you can certainly make a lot of progress doing that. But there's only, let's say you have a really good flat bench. If you have, if you increase your flat bench by 5% or even less, 2%. Let's say you have a 100 kilo bench press and you can take it to even 5%. How much physical change is that going to produce as far as muscle improvement? Probably not significant. Whereas if you find, for example, a huge discrepancy somewhere, an exercise that you're quite bad at comparatively, and you bring that up, the chances that, let's say, for example, I think, what did I do the other day? I did like flat bench, had like 120 kilos for, I think it was 6 or something. So at the moment now, 80 kilos is feeling pretty difficult for me on this incline. The chances that over a few weeks I can dramatically bring this incline bench press up at a much faster rate than the flat bench is probably pretty good. So this is probably going to be the thing that, you know, focusing on this, you know, a weak area and getting it up to, you know, match your other lifts comparatively. Probably a faster path to progress than banging at your exercises that you're strongest at over and over again. So, in my experience, that's kind of food for thought. And you should probably do a bit of both, right? You know, pick your good exercises and keep getting better and then definitely have an exercise in there that you're not as good at, and make your focus to improve that up to an acceptable standard.
Forget it. That's just the only way I get to
Gym has a serious stink factor. Like everyone forgot to wear deodorant all the same day. Give me a headache. feel a little bit flat today. Probably it's a bit later than I normally train. Probably should have had another meal in between. I feel like I'm a little lightheaded. But bad luck. Starting to quiet off a little bit so I can steal 2 machines at once. I really prefer to do, even if I'm just training chest, I like to do one movement, let's say an incline movement, rest, then a set of a flat movement. Rest, back to the incline, rest, back to the flat. I find I get a much I get like, let's call it a more dense workout. Like I will do more reps with the same amount of weight for each exercise than if I was to do 3 sets of incline and 3 sets of flat. And obviously if you can go like opposing muscles, chest back, chest back, chest back, it's even better again. Yeah.
هذا من عادي لان انت عم تعمل اي بس اذا قدرت اذا ما قدرت خلي على اوكي؟ اوكي ماشي كوحش ورقه